I am really, really excited to be here and be doing this tonight. This is one of the goals that I've set for myself from the very beginning with NPE. And if you could show the front here, what I'm going to talk about tonight, how fast can you grow? Because that's really what it's all about, and really kind of my story with NPE and what we've been able to achieve at a pace that I never imagined possible. So I'm going to go through some things pretty quickly here at the beginning because I think they're important in the story, but they have some things later on that I think you're going to find a lot more valuable. So I started off as a trainer working for somebody else, like most of you probably, and in September of 2001, I had the opportunity to buy a small gym on contract from somebody. With a friend, we were able to partner up. We had, our assets were a truck, a Jeep, and 2 dogs, okay? So we had nothing to work with. We're 2 guys who weren't afraid to work really, really hard. And that's what we did for about 2.5 years. We worked really, really hard, and we were barely squeaking by. In 2003, in the fall of 2003, I found Eric Ruth's Fitness Marketing Systems. And I got the free report like we heard before from Sean, and I started looking through that. I was like, yeah, man, this guy's good. You know, this is the stuff that I don't know. I need to start learning more about this. But then on Christmas Eve of 2003, everything changed. We got a phone call, and if you put the slide up, please. I had won an all-expense-paid trip, only it wasn't one that at the time I really wanted to win. I'd been married for just over a year. My oldest son was 3 weeks old, and I had a first-class seat in the back of a C-141 from California to Kuwait. So if you've not sat on a cargo netting for about 26 hours, you know, it's not that good of a time. That's why you see 3 guys who are completely comfortable leaning on one another and sleeping and not feeling bad about it. So it was a really tough time. It was very tough to leave my wife. It was very tough to leave my family. It was tough to give up a dream, you know, the dream of owning that business. But looking back on it, that business was a nightmare. You know, it wasn't running the way a business should run. We were 2 guys who were working really hard, but just spinning our wheels. It was tough to have to give up a business that a friend and I had went into together. All those things were very hard. But I don't regret for a single second the opportunity that I had to go and serve in Iraq, because that experience is a big part of what made me who I am today and what put me on the path to achieve the things that I've been able to achieve within PE. So, next slide, please. Now what? What do I do now? I came back, and in December of 2004, I started training again as an independent contractor in the gym that I used to own. We started training a few clients in their homes, working a little bit with one of the corporate facilities, but now I have some more responsibilities. Okay, now there's a kid in the picture. I've got to get a business going here and get it going pretty quickly. We don't have a lot of time to fool around. So, with my military experience, I knew I would probably enjoy law enforcement. So I got an application for the state police. I filled it out and I sat on my desk. So, okay, we're going to give this 3 months. If we can pay the bills in 3 months, we'll keep doing it. If not, I'll send in the application and see what happens. So I started working with Eric. I remembered his stuff. I got it back out. He was starting a program with Phil Kaplan, so I got on board. And I started working with them and started learning some things and getting some things moving. And then the next year, Eric and Sean partnered together, and I got this thing about this Gold Plus program. It was really cool. So I said, hey, that looks neat. That looks like what I need. So I joined Gold Plus in December of 2006. So this is NPE. You know, this is what it was all about. We did our first Gold Rush event in January of 2007. Very first thing we did, and like you've heard before, I was like, oh my goodness, look at all this stuff. I've never done this much stuff before for marketing in my life. But we raised over $1,000 for our Boys and Girls Club. We had over 70 people in the room. I signed up 12 people at the event. I'm like, oh my gosh, this stuff works. These guys are good. And we gained some momentum. We really started to pick up speed and started to believe, you know, we can do this. I had a couple guys that had started working for me as independent contractors because they were teaching me how to leverage what we were doing, and I couldn't train everybody that we were starting to get in. So this gave us some momentum going forward. Things started to head in the wrong direction with the gym we were contracting out of, and it was really time to make a change. So we have what I call the new beginning. We opened our new studio in May of 2007. Me and 3 independent contractors, really good guys, really good trainers, guys who weren't afraid to work hard. And this is what it was. We had no idea what we were going to be able to do, but we were going to give it a shot and make a run for it. And I knew I had the right team behind me to make it happen. So we started going for a few months, and then I took a big gamble, huge gamble. I joined the NPE Platinum program that they had at the time in October of 2007. And the gamble was I had to leave my wife on her birthday. She was 8 months pregnant. We had a 2-year-old and 3-year-old son. So that was a big risk. This stuff had better work. I've stood really close to people who really didn't like me before. But I was more scared of this not working after I left her on that weekend than I was scared of them. So, where are we now? This is my team now. There's one more trainer who don't have a picture of because he just joined us 2 weeks ago. But I have 14 trainers on staff. I have an administrative assistant. I have a nutritional counselor. The gentleman you've met here with me, Eric, that's right next to me there now, is my lead trainer and training manager and my right-hand man. And with the things that I learned in Duplicator, helped me create those positions and make this happen. Because when you go from having 3 people who are independent contractors who are just kind of buddies that are working hard, my wife called it the bachelor pad. You guys got to wash the blender. This is not a bachelor pad. This is a business. To having a team, a true team, you've got to know how to manage that team. So how did we get from there to where we are now? This is my NPE experience. I started with Gold Plus in December of 2006, and we did the first Gold Rush. I joined Platinum in October of 2007, and right before that, I went through the Auto Closer program. The first month we implemented Auto Closer, 31 consults, 31 clients. That ad that Eric showed you yesterday, we ran that ad that month. So now you know why we had 31 consults to do that month, which turned into 31 clients because of Auto Closer. I now actually had something to show people and a system to use to turn them into a client. Right after I finished the Platinum program, Sean's like, man, you got to do Duplicator. You need help. You need an admin. So I did. Okay. And what do I do next? Okay. I can do that. I can follow orders. I'm good at that. So we did Duplicator. I hired an admin. I started to get out of the trenches. We're part of the boot camp program. We're part of the VIP nutrition program. We're part of Infusion. Okay, we've talked about me and technology. Infusion is my biggest battle. But we all have to grow. We have to step out of that comfort zone. That's the thing that is going to help keep us moving at a rapid rate, the better I get at Infusion. They converted Platinum and VIP together in January of 2009. And so now I'm part of VIP and very proud to be a part of that group. This year I did the Commander Contest. That's what I need. I need somebody who can say, okay, slow down. Slow down. Let's think about this. Let's lay it all in columns here. Let's use one of those spreadsheet things. That's what I need for me. I know what I'm not good at, and the Commander program was where I needed help. I won their testimonial contest. And we all know it's all about the wheels. Those of you who saw my video for the contest, my kids were in the video, and I told them, hey, if you really help me out with this project, if I win, you guys will get a prize too. And that's their prize right there. So, my biggest lessons from Commander that I'd like to share with you. Why are you doing this? Every time I talk to Sean or Dick or Camellia, Eric's a lot like me. Eric's like, yeah, go get it. Sean and Dick and Camellia, for the most part, are like, okay, why do you want to do that? This would be really cool, okay, but why? What are you going to get out of it? And looking at the pictures there, just like everybody else, this is why I do it. Okay, this is why I work hard. It's for my family. It's for my kids. And then how important is it really? There's a lot of things that we can do. There's a lot of things that we worry about and stress out about. But how important is it really? Something that I had to do with this program. What other roles do I play in my life? And I would advise you to do this yourself right now. Completely separate from your business. What other roles do you play? For me, I'm a child of God. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a son. And I'm a friend. How many of you have done a bodybuilding contest before? Or a powerlifting contest? Or trained for a triathlon? Or been a personal trainer and tried to build a personal training business? All of these things are things that can completely eat up your time and eat up your focus and your emotion. And the people that suffer from that are the people who are closest to you and the ones who are going to be there if this doesn't work out. And the people that you need to be doing everything you can to stay close to and to support. So what I had to do is step back. How can I be a better child of God? Let me put my time for my men's study group at my church on my calendar first. How can I be a better husband? I now have mornings during the week where I can be home to wake the kids up, fix breakfast for my wife, get her coffee ready. Okay? Guys with wives, would that help? Absolutely. How can I be a better father? You know, I get to put my son on the bus a couple mornings. I get to meet him getting off the bus a couple days after school. My 4-year-old now, I get to drop him off at school, at his preschool 2 or 3 days a week. I get to pick him up a couple days a week. My daughter, I get to spend some time on Tuesday mornings. She goes with me to drop Nicholas off at preschool, and we hang out for a couple hours before we go pick him up. So I'm finding ways that I can be a better father. How can I be a better son? How can I be a better friend? These are all things that the Commander has really helped me do a better job at. I can still do a lot better job in those areas, but that's really where my focus is now. Not letting my business control my life, but letting my business support my life. So for the Member of the Year contest, what have I done this year? Just a couple things. We did a 7 weeks to a new program with our local TV station in January. We ran the Gold Rush in February. We launched our referral program we talked about yesterday in March. MC'd a multiple sclerosis walk in April, did a warm-up for a juvenile diabetes walk with about 1,300 participants, and kicked off the referral stimulus program the second round in May. June, we did a Kid Fit Challenge to raise money for the JDRF. We launched a YBB Challenge. If you're a part of VIP, I encourage you to find a way to use it. We had 334 leads, 170 participants. We raised $1,700 for 3 local charities, over $10,000 in new client sales from that promotion. We're also featured as an expert in a local fitness magazine. More things we did in July. I did an internal fundraiser for the Fragile X Foundation. Some more interviews. I'm going to skip through these pretty quickly, but as you can see, it's kind of, thanks to NPE, I knew I had to have a plan. What am I doing this month, and this month, and this month, and this month? Not get to that month and wonder, okay, what are we going to do? September, we launched a corporate YBB challenge. And I launched a lunchtime, that middle of the day when it's dead, I launched a small group program. We started off with 10 participants. This month, when you have good people around you and you have good systems in place, you can do some other things that are kind of fun. We launched a membership website. I'm starting a joint venture in 2 weeks with our local hospital's bariatric weight loss program. We're launching a YBB challenge for our local university that we started passing out information. I didn't. The Exercise Science Club did. On Wednesday, right before we left, we've got 63 people registered for it as of about 7 o'clock tonight. And we started a monthly news segment with Channel 14. Next month, we've got some other big projects coming up, opening a small group facility. How can I do all these things? I delegate. I surround myself with good people. I give them the opportunity to be successful. If you look at your packets, when I found out about this contest, I knew I better do something big. We've got some smart people back here. We've got some people that are really making stuff happen. So I figured if I could sign up a client a day for the next couple months, that'd be really good. So let's go. How can I do it? We signed up 121 clients in June, July, and August. 48 in June, 41 in July, 32 private training, and 10 small group clients in August. Now, how do we do that? If you look at your packets that I passed out there, I get motivated to listen to people, but I also like tools to use. So here's some tools you can use. The referral program we talked about yesterday. We've signed up 108 new clients since April 1st just from our referral program. Use that. Use that. It works. Some other components. Networking. We're part of 3 different BNI groups. How can we do that? I don't go to them. My trainers do. I give my trainers a chance to step out there and be successful. I put them in an environment with an opportunity to create things for themselves, and I reward them for it. Print ads. We'll look at that Kickstart ad really quickly here. Eric showed you the big version. This is the version that I run most of the time. And that ad alone has brought in well over $250,000 sales just from that ad. How does the Kickstart work? Key components, an attention-getting headline, strong testimonials. We rotate the testimonials every couple months so it looks like a new ad. A offer and a B offer. We use a coupon. We have the but wait, there's more, putting together a great offer. It's all about a great offer. We have an expiration date. We have with the full price value on there. We create a sense of urgency. Now, our Kickstart programs are always structured right between our lowest dollar program and our mid-range. That way, I know every single person that comes into our facility with that ad, they can at least afford our cheapest program. They can probably afford the next one as well. But like I mentioned yesterday, we don't do free sessions. This is their short-term commitment. About half of the people that come in just with that ad will sign up for more than that ad thanks to AutoCloser. The half that don't sign up for at least the Kickstart. Once they finish the Kickstart, well over 60% of those people then sign up for a longer-term program. So basically, we're getting paid auditions. We don't have to do a lot of free sessions to try to get the auditions. We have good, qualified leads we know can afford our programs. We did an internal email that you have right there as well. And you can read through that, why that worked. We pulled 11 new clients from that email, $8,000 in sales on the follow-up. I made no money on the initial sale, and I was okay with that because of those statistics. I know if I can get them in the door, if you can get people in your door, you can thrill them, you can wow them with what you do. You just got to get them in the door. We had $5,500 worth of TV advertising that cost me less than $500. They were doing a charity auction. They were doing dollar-for-dollar trade-out. We trade out a bunch of our boot camp program, which cost me $0 extra to fulfill. We trade a little bit of private training. It cost me about $500. We ran a trainer sales contest. I gave my trainers an incentive to go out and create something, make it happen, and rewarded them for that as well. So we have liftoff. What does that mean? We've gone from $123,000 in sales in 2006 to $231,000 in 2007, $549,280.07. I missed that $719.93 to my goal there, and projected for $672,000 in sales this year. How can you succeed with NPE? Take massive action. Perfect is the enemy of done. Superheroes need a mask. My kids didn't have a mask. They made one. It's done. Okay? I have a couple examples on things that I did that weren't perfect, but they're done, and get involved. And then last, follow the darn instructions. If I've seen farther, it's only by standing on the shoulders of giants. I'm here where I am today because I've had the opportunity to work with people like Hut, like Clint, like Camellia, like Shanna, like Chris Hill, people that are way ahead of me in their game. People like Sean and Eric and Dick. I've grown at the rate that I have because of I'm standing on their shoulders. I hope I've motivated you today. I hope I've given you some tools that you can use, and you can take this and you can be up here next year. Thank you.